Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Megaquarium Strategy and Tactics episode 4. So when we last left our burgeoning aquarium here, we got ourselves, well, 3 tanks now. We actually are down from 4 to 3, but that's because we made a much larger tank and consolidated a bunch of fish there. And now we're ready for a shark. The epaulette shark, ready to rock and roll. So we are going to be sticking this thing in the ambassador tank because once again, it only eats crustaceans. Despite being a shark, it will not be snacking on the rest of the ambassadors within the ambassador tank. Now, who shall we research next? What shall our next thing be here? We could go, yeah, you know what, I think I do want to go for our lionfish tank that we were previously mentioning. The reason being is both sets of lionfish have some pretty strong science points. So a lionfish tank with the two of them together will get us quite a bit of science. And I mean, we're rocketing through the ecology, but our science is kind of lagging behind. And that's not necessarily the science poster's fault. It's just slower to gain. So we just need more science-based fish. So let's get the lionfish. But at the moment, let us consider fitting in our shark here. How much is this bad boy? Almost 500 bucks, not too bad, but we're also going to have to supply it with some special food and medical supplements. Now, we need one extra thing of rocks, and that actually is going to be a little bit trickier than it looks. I had a thought, though. If we do a little creative rearranging, I think we can make this work for us without deleting any of our corals. So what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to get rid of our singleton decorations, except for the little cave. We need the little thingy of caves, and that's fine. But then we take, yeah, we'll pick you up, put you down here. Pick you up, put you down here. And now we can go for like a super deluxe thing that has both rocks and plants in it, this velvet horn. This gives us 8 points of filtration power, 5 points of rocks, 9 points of plants, which satisfies all of our needs here quite nicely. Well, almost all of our needs. I mean, I guess I could throw down some more rocks, but I'm going to leave that space open for the moment, just in case I need to put something else to fix it. In this case, I think another high-powered skimmer is the correct answer here. So now we got 180 points of filter power, 180 points of skimming power. And yeah, that's all right, good there. Now, we need sand eels and medicinal supplements to keep these guys healthy. So let us invest in both of these. Sand eels, boom, and supplements. Now, the supplements are not cheap. $1,000 just for the cabinet. Never mind refilling the dang thing every time we give it to the shark. But luckily, this shark only needs a supplement once every, I think, 3 days. So that's not too bad, all said and done. We're up to 14 different species in this tank. Now, we're getting to the point where this tank is getting pretty full. The shark is gonna grow to a higher size here. But that's a good thing, because that makes him more recognizable. But we do need to consider our next move. While we wait for our lionfish tank to come up into its own. I mean, I guess our next move could be the lionfish tank. We save up a little bit of cash. That wouldn't be a bad thing. What we may want to do here, though, is to improve our guest experience. One thing I noticed here is I want to actually have the space between these two posters free. Let's just scooch this down one, and we'll scooch you down one. That way, if somebody hits this poster, they can immediately turn around and hit the other poster. Because I kind of want people to hit both the posters here. The other potential option here is to make a wall. Like, make them read these posters. Make them like shove them in their face. Like, say, hey, you want some knowledge dropped on you? We got some freaking knowledge to drop on you. You must read this before entering. Let's see how people respond to that. I'm curious, because it'd be really effective if we could make it work. Because the more people that read these two posters, the more science and ecology we get. Plus plus the prestige that comes with it. So let's put you. Yeah, you go here. Yeah, now they are forced to look at these posters before they are allowed to proceed. Yeah, let's see how that works. All right, these things are all a little bit close to each other, so let's get some coverage over here. Get our drinks and snack machines and our bathrooms over here. Let's get let's get an extra bin over here for extra coverage. And then plenty more benches are going to be needed. And just get a nice row of them, just so people can have a nice relaxing seat. You know, we'll get another bookshelf over here, just in case somebody missed it. From up here, we'll have another set of bookshelves, just ready to rock and roll. All right, I think I might do our other tank right here, like make it a corner tank here. That would not be a bad idea here. Yeah, so I just want to observe people coming in for the first time, like brand new. What do they do? All right, so she dodged. But they, all right, so we got some people that are still coming around. All right, so it doesn't immediately, like, draw their attention in. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so... Oop, oh, there's our lionfish. Let's get the other lionfish and go from there. All right, so I think we're going to go back to our previous state here. Which is, yeah, you to there, you to there, and then we'll just leave this space in between these two to make it easier for people to access. Worth a shot, worth a shot. Let's see what our thing here. JC is leveled up. Feeding. Yes. Wow, you're actually naturally horrible at feeding. We might, yeah, you're actually just legitimately bad at feeding. You know what? We could cross-train you into some cleaning here. Because you're actually good at cleaning. Because we're going to start having some needs for cleaning here. Yeah, we gotta wait for our shark thing. Fan shrimp. Nibbleable. Can't throw in the fan shrimp. Yeah. Requires a supplement. If it wasn't nibbleable, we could probably fit it into our science tank. But it is unfortunately nibbleable. So we have a nibbler, right? Yeah, you nibbler, the blind cave tetra will eat them. Well, not completely eat them, but just have a little bit of snack, which they will not appreciate. All right, so we've got Yeah, I think we're just gonna let our money accumulate a little bit more, so that way we have the greatest chance to be able to pull off our lionfish tank successfully and properly here. All right, there's our cash money. What else do we have here? Line tetraspawn could not. Could not grow up. Looks like this tank has reached its limits here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start selling extras off. We need to maintain 5 here, so we can. Yeah, we need get rid of one of the convict cichlids here. That should give us a little bit more room here. Again, it's, you know, we make a little extra money from selling the fish as they breed. It's not the primary point of the thing, but again, it's having those extra spawns in there gives us extra chances for prestige. That's the main goal of all this. Alright, no other offers. I mean, we get 300 bucks every time we sell a blind cave tetra, so that's not too bad, actually. All said and done, I ain't gonna complain. Alright, we are moments away from our lionfish here. And I think we're gonna go for the same setup here. The whole corner tank with the border lines here. I do like the little symmetry that this will create. Alright, for our next trick here, we could look into, now that we've actually made the ambassador tank a wimp-friendly tank, we could actually invite a cowfish in there, because they only eat starfish, and we don't have starfish in that tank. Alternatively, this clownfish actually might be better, because it's actually a lot smaller, so it's a lot easier to squeeze in there. I mean, it's a bare bones basic fish, but it's a rank 7 fish, so it's going to occupy our researchers for a while, but let's go for it. We've got some other species and other tanks that we can do. All right, let's get our corner tank here going. We'll just scooch these away for the moment. And you know what? Let's just, for symmetry's sake here, just expand this out, just so we have all the room available to us that we might want. All right, we're going to go for a deep corner tank. And once again, I'm going to go for the, we could go, yeah, 80 in this direction. That's not too bad. And actually, if I want to keep symmetry, I do want to put it in like this. We are going to scooch this back a smidge here, and scooch these feeding pellets up a bit further. I'm going to put them up over here until we need the space for the machines anyway. Let's get you one more thing here. Okay, so let's consider lionfish here. Now we have a total tank size of 80, and we're not going for any kind of like an ambassador type build. So we want to sort of divvy up the 80 between the two different species, assuming that these will, we'll consider these guys as 11s. But we want equal representation, or well, near equal representation here. So if we, but we also want it to go divide in evenly. If we do 55 points, like if we do 5 of these guys, that gives us 55, and then that divides out evenly over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys. And then, so 55 taken off of 80 gives us enough room for 5 of the smaller guys, and that's pretty equal representation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even though we're only at 55 of 80, there's enough room for the growing lionfish, the Voltons lionfish, to reach maximum size without having to worry about that. So this tank, all right, so we need 25 points worth of caves. Like, this is the other reason why I'm going with the deep. Because, yeah, these pitted columns, we're going to need a couple of these beasts. Not enough money. Well, poopy pants. That's problematic. Okay, so let's fill this tank backwards then. We're going to sell all these lionfish so they don't just go belly up on us. We will get all the accoutrements sort of set up for it, and then as we trickle in our funds, then we can start actually providing for the tank. Or I might just start off with one of the two. Like, I could start off with whichever of the two is cheaper, and then just provide for them. That might be a smarter move. Who's the cheaper of the two? Volton, and these guys are the ones that need to grow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go with 5 of you. And then we need a little bit more cave power. Yeah, we can go for the rocky overhang. Now, let's just make sure we can get our baseline equipment in place. Large heater. And then for our large filter. And I know for a fact we're going to need more. So, large protein skimmer, please. Alright, so yeah, we can do that. And then we can actually just sort of start drip feeding in the others. I know we're going to need another pitted column, just because of how much cave power we need in this tank to make everyone happy. So can we fit another... no, we don't even have enough for the other one. But that's okay. We have enough for these guys here. That's fine by itself. Do we have a mussels thing over here? We do not. We should get a thing of mussels over here. A mussels dispenser, that is. That way our mussels feeders can restock, because these are going to be some hungry boys. Oh yeah, let's get these over. Yeah, it should be fine. All right, so yeah, I think our lionfish tank will certainly get us the science here. Like, our nitrate reactor is starting to make some good progress. That will be useful as our tanks get bigger and bigger and need more and more filtration of a new type. Boy, this is one heck of a long feeding session. These they did say greedy is one of their traits, and this is just going to take even more for them to feed when it comes to that. I'm glad we built another one of these mussels feeders. All right, what popped up here? Lion Tetra spawn. Oh, that's all right. You don't lose any prestige when the eggs or fry don't die off. So that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, let's start getting some of these lionfish in here. Not enough money. Yeah, we need a total of 5. What's our percentages here? So for 5 of these guys, they're at 80%, and it's just going to get better as they grow up. So that's great, because these guys are pretty... I mean, 6 prestige is nothing to sneeze at. 36 research and nothing to sneeze at. Small tunnel tank. feeding stick dispenser. We don't have any fish that require, you know, high skill to feed, really. Not a lot of them, anyway. I might go, again, on the economic side, go for the coffee machine. Because, again, money helps us grow and keeps this aquarium flowing, and to help counteract the needs of that. I mean, I guess mussels, yeah, this task requires skill. You know what? I think... Who else eats mussels? Somebody eats mussels. But I think we need to manage our people so that our backpack, Michael. We need like an expert feeder to have our backpack. Michael, you should be leveling up. Daisy Star pull-up? Observation? Compensation, you say? We already meet the requirements. I got Daisy Stars for you. I got Daisy Stars for days. Yeah, you know what? I think Michael will be our... So, JC, we want you... Yeah, no bloodworms and no mussels for you. There we go. Got a couple of people looking for the bathroom. Let us build some bathrooms so we don't have some early leavers. We could probably also build out just another little creature comfort area over here. Get some chocolate vending. Get some drink on. That one balloon shelf, like our gift shop person is having trouble keeping up with just that thing. So we'd need to hire more gift shop people if we were to put another balloon shop over here. So I think just another guidebook shelf would be the correct answer here, at least until we get a bigger diversity of things here. There, I think that's good for the time being. Also, now that we have some cash, we can get the rest of our lionfish and finish this tank. I think that's 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Looks good to me. Wow, that's pushing the water quality. Okay. Well, yeah, this is why we got that reactor, that nitrate reactor. That gives it a little bit extra goose of power there, so that'll work. We could also put down some rubble or something like that. So that puts the fuzzy dwarf at 79% chance, and that's an 8 prestige. So these guys, the little guys, are actually more prestigious than their cousins here. All right, I think we are still getting more. I think we're seeing some good returns. Marbled serpent star. We don't have a unicorn star. Still, that cash influx was golden right there. So yeah, our lionfish is our lionfish tank is pulling in work. And actually, as far as pulling in work here, if you're ever curious about which parts of your aquarium are contributing the most to your prestige, if you click on the prestige rank, we can see how much prestige we need to have in here before we can get to rank 8. So we have a ways to go, but we'll get there. We still have room to grow. But if we look at the guest thoughts, we can see exactly what's contributing. And wow, look at this, the science poster, putting in work here. Tinfoil barbs, fuzzy dwarf lionfish. So this side of the aquarium's putting in work here. Epaulet sharks, the blue tubular sponges. So you can see who the most popular and biggest prestige earners are for you. But we can take that a little bit further. We can up our prestige game even more. Because one of the most powerful things that you can set up for your aquarium, which I have not touched on yet, is podiums. Talkers, speech givers. These will allow you to hire employees that can give talks, and the talks, based on which animal you focus the talk on, can basically make AOE bombs, area of effect bombs, of prestige, ecology, or science gains. But really, what you really want, you want the prestige. You want to brag about the fish, the fancy fish that you've got. So in our next episode, we are going to get our talk on and see if we can't goose up some of our numbers and start bragging about some of the fancier species that we've gotten ourselves into. And also ponder our next move here. Because I'm thinking there's a few classifications. We haven't gotten into acidic freshwater yet, and we haven't gotten into cold water yet. We haven't touched cold water yet, and that's a crying shame. Cold water is deserving of our attention, and maybe we can make use of one of these fancier tanks. So that's coming up in our next episode. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!